Hello, this is Skyrunner back with an NHL video. By the way, I have no idea why I say hello at the beginning of each of my videos. I just said it once and now I say it all the time, I guess. But back to the video. I'm not sure why I decided to make this, but I kind of just decided to. So yeah, here goes. Okay, so sports games are very repetitive. I mean, they even almost look the same. Thankfully, NHL 21 has been pretty good so far, but the series still has a long way to go with new features and additions to add to future titles. So here are the top 5 things I want to see in NHL 22. Okay, so at number 5, I want to see customization in HUT. Well, what do I mean? Well, you can think about FIFA 21. For anyone who doesn't know, they added a new feature where you can actually customize your stadium, uniforms, logos, everything. I think it's definitely something EA could look into and should look into, because right now HUT doesn't make me feel like I'm building my own team, more like I'm just building off of an NHL team. Now I actually think that this is one of the most probable desires on this list to come true. I'm sure that NHL 22 will have customization just because FIFA did, and they can literally just copy and paste that feature. So coming in at number 4, I want crossplay. Now, I am of the opinion that we live in a day and age where the norm for a game should be that it has crossplay, especially if it's made by a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I know it's a difficult agreement to reach and everything, but imagine how cool it would be to play with friends who are on another platform than you. If this were to be added to future NHL titles, I'm sure that would be a major selling point. Number 3, I want no pay-to-win microtransactions. Zero, nada. Take them and burn them. Now, this is actually one of the least probable things I want on this list, purely for the fact that NHL games are made by EA, and we all know how much they love their money. But seriously, we should stop having microtransactions, or at least make it possible for people who don't spend money on the game to actually be able to keep up with those who do. I'm not sure how EA could do this, or even if they would, but hey, recent EA mainstream titles such as Battlefield 5, which by the way sucks, Battlefront 2, and Star Wars Squadrons have not had pay-to-win features, so hopefully that means a new era for EA, but who knows. I'm actually really excited about what I put for number 2, and it's almost as important to me as number 1. I need KHL teams in NHL 22. Yes, I know that NHL is a hockey game based around the NHL, obviously, but hear me out. It has other leagues, right? And KHL is pretty much the second best league in the world. Obviously, every player strives to reach the NHL, but, KHL is still a very popular league in many countries. It has multiple countries, actually, Russia obviously being the main one, but also I believe that Finland has a few teams in the KHL, same with China, a few other countries. Now, this is tons of extra content to be added. It also would be really happy for me, as now I could play as my favorite team, other than the Canadians, obviously. Spartak, which I love in hockey and soccer and pretty much every sport. Although Spartak hasn't been doing too well lately, or not even lately, just in general. But yeah, adding KHL teams and players to future NHL titles would be huge. As the first of my 2 honorable mentions, I decided to say that I wanted better graphics. I mean, apart from Be a Pro Mode cutscene graphics, which, side note, Be a Pro Mode is actually really fun, the game's graphics look like that of a 2016 or 2017 game. Even in comparison to other EA sports titles like FIFA 21, NHL 21's graphics are extremely poor. Maybe it's just me, but I mean, come on. EA is a huge corporation, yet NHL 21 looks like a slightly improved version of FIFA 15. Now for the next honorable mention, this is an obvious one. I want to see updated rosters, just like every year. It sounds like a small note, and it sounds like something obvious, but it really is an important part of the game. This part is just self-explanatory. You don't want the same players as from the previous game. You want new players, etc., right? So yes, while this is a quick and obvious point, it's an important one. Finally, the numero uno. I want, most of all, for NHL 22 to have a first-person mode and VR support. Now, how cool would that be? Skating in first person, fully immersing yourself in the game. It would be the ultimate hockey simulator experience. It would be cooler than NHL Slapshot, which I played a lot as a kid, and it's one of my favorite games to this day. The motion controls were awesome, but really, imagine being able to look around in first person, being the tendy and staring down a winger, or glaring at the opposing center during the puck drop. And this could be even cooler potentially with VR. This would be huge, and I believe that maybe even non-hockey fans would buy the game if it had this. So yeah, that's my list of 5 things I would love to have in future NHL titles. Thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot to me. I know I say that every video, but it really does. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess have a nice day.
And no, he just couldn't put that bucket to bed. Great save. No stop signs here. That's a mascot collision. Could win it. Oh, he scores!